digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Hi guys and welcome to THFC Till I Die, home of Tottenham past, present and exciting future, of course, under Thomas Frank. And this is it, guys. This is the big one. This is the game. This is the game we've all been waiting for. This is the Super Cup final since we won that Europa League back 5 weeks ago. And guys, this is it. This is the start for me. This is the start of this channel of 8 months of something. 8 months of high lows and God knows what else we're going to do. It is going to be one hell of a roller coaster, the 25-26 season, guys, and we're not even finished there. We then got the 26 World Cup, which, guys, we will be covering here live here on THFC Till We Die, and our sister channel, of course, that does all things football, the Fifth Tier podcast, guys. That's where we'll be doing all the internationals and everything to that, guys. How are you? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Are we something? Oh boy, I am excited. I'm pumped. Now, you get the pleasure of me for this and the watch along, but you do get the pleasure of Simon Jordan on for final score. So hopefully now, guys, you will enjoy that. But let me know, how are you nervous? Where are you watching it from? How are you watching tonight's game? And what do you think of the lineup, which I am going to bring up now? So I just want to do something very quickly on my other screen. So I'm all set and all ready. So let's hope now. Yeah, that's all done. That's all set. Let's see now. Let me just make sure that's on mute. It is on mute, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Lovely jubbly. Right. Okay. Let's welcome a few to in. And of course, big up to Giant68, the first man in the crowd. Big up to Dermo. Big up to you. Giant68 is also, it's a back three. We're going to get into that. I think, do you know what? Very interesting into playing the back three. I thought it was a back five, but maybe it is a back three. And he says, I've just finished a 12-hour shift. I used to do them. I know they're knackering. So, man, my sympathies do go out to you. But big up, sir. Big up, Giant68. Thanks for coming in. Big up the Starman as well. Big up to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. He says, Frank, surprised everyone. Can't wait to win 2-0. I'm going for 2-1. I have to give them a go, don't you? The RPSG. It is a prestigious game. It really is. A lot of people have knocked this on the head. Said it's only a friendly. It ain't friendly for me. It's a second chance to win a European trophy in his second chance to win a European trophy in 3 months. I'm taking it. I am taking it. And we've got DJ Samuel. Good evening. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs is all right from DJ. And then we've got Football Stars. Big up to your Football Stars. It says we'll lose 5-0 as we are worse than Inter Milan. I don't think we are. I don't think we are losing tonight. We're going to win it. We're going to win it 2-0. I want to say big up to Wayne Bonner as well. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. 2-1 Spurs win. Come on, you effing Spurs. Exactly. That's it. Guys, if you can do me a favor, do pick up your memberships for 99p because as from Saturday, Final Score becomes your show. This is when you members get to come on and join me. And if I'm joined by co-hosts who are able to join me, talk about the game we have just seen. Only members get on. So pick up your memberships before Saturday, guys. I want to say big up. Haven't seen this fella before. Big up Patch Thomas. Big up. Hit the subscription button if you can. Great to see Dom and Visk on the bench. Right. We are going to get into it now. Let me just get the one talking point. But this is it, guys. This is the talking point, and this is the team that Thomas Frank has picked for his first competitive game in charge of Tottenham Hotspur. Hang on, that's a little bit sorry, Romero. I don't mean to cut off your hair. Sorry, I don't really mean to cut off your hair. Had this out. Hang on, let me get this right now. There we go. That's better. And it starts with Vicario and goal. We're going for a back five of Pedro Porro, Romero, Danson, and Van der Ven, and Jed Spence. Jed Spence and Porro probably doing the wing backs with a back three of Romero, probably in the centre, Danso on the right, and Mickey Van der Ven on the left. Very interesting. We've got a midfield tree of Bentancur, Palunia, who's making his Spurs competitive debut tonight, and Papa Sarr. I think you're going to have Bentancur and Palunia as the as one as an 8, one as a 6, and Papa Sarr as a 10. And then you got a front two of Kudus and Richarlison. What do you think of that, guys? I agree with you, Patch Thomas. I think a back five does allow Porro and Spence to run forward, which I think is going to be essential tonight. To be on the bench, guys, we have, let me get the bench for you. We have Austin, Tell, Gray, Bergville, Solanke's on the bench. Brennan Johnson, who scored that winning goal in the Europa League final, is on the bench. And Udibos, there, just let me get it for you completely because I did write it down. There is to do, guys. Of course it is. It's all very, I'm so excited about tonight. Tottenham, all in white tonight, wearing sort of white trousers. Reminds of the white kit Liverpool wore, I think, for the 92 FA Cup final when they beat Sunderland 2-0. Spurs gone all in white, all white, under the lights with Lily White. But this is the Tottenham bench. Let's see if I can get the bench. Let's see. BBC website isn't great when you're looking for lineups, I'm telling you. Just let me go there. I'll go into Sky Sports. Don't give me the lineup, the substitute. I know it's gone across the bottom, but I want to get it right, guys, for you. But let me know what you think the score's going to be. Do you know what? I'm nervous tonight. I'm a little bit nervous. But here's the bench anyway. It's Kingski, Austin, Matez Taylor, Archie Gray, Bergville, Solanke, Johnson, Odegaard, Davis, Luca, and Byfield. It's great to see Luca on the bench. And I think Luca will be kept around. The referee tonight is Janho Pinarino. We got the fourth official The fourth official is Eklid Mazivi, and the VAR is Diego Martin. So that is all you up to date, guys. So let me close down the rest of these tabs. Big up. It says Frank doesn't trust Johnson. I don't think nobody. Look, I like Brendan Johnson, guys. Right? You know me. I'm a Brendan Johnson fan. But I think these are the games where I think you start your best players, and I think this team. I think this is a team he saw a lot over pre-season. Brendan Johnson didn't pull up many trees, by the way. Let's be honest, he didn't. But I like that team. I do like that. And he says just being the final helps to profile the club. It does. It gets us out there. It also gets us out there with getting potential players in as well. But I do like that. I do like the thing. Now, guys, just a little bit more news. We will get back to the team. Of course, we will later on. But let me just take all these off. Let me take that. There we go. We have a new captain in Christian Romero is our new captain. Guys, what do you think of that? He leads the team out for the first time as club captain. He's done it before, of course, as vice captain when he was in the leadership group, when Sonny was captain under Ange, but now he is the Tottenham captain. He is the lead man. And look, I want to have my say in this. I was going to do a video in it, but I thought I'd talk about it in this build-up sort of before the whistle show. And what really gets me is, right, I don't like the ideas of this leadership group. I really don't. I think it should be a captain, vice captain. That's it. A lot of teams now are going for the leadership group. They're going for other, play. We need about 5 or 6 experienced players. Where in the old days, it was just a captain and a vice captain. And what I like about this appointment is, I think it now forces Romero to sign a new contract. He did come out and say that he now wants to lead the team. His team wants to join Tottenham and be successful. But he now says he wants to lead the team on and to be even more successful. So now I think he should now sign up a new contract and just commit his future to Tottenham. Because I think a team with Romero is stronger to a team without Romero. And believe me, guys, I do feel that I think it's a great appointment. We all knew it was coming anyway. But we all knew. No more, yeah, exactly, Patch. No more Atletico rumors. Well, Atletico, I don't think any money to spend anyway. But I like the idea I like the idea of him being captain. Let me know, guys. What do you think in the chat? Who do you think vice captain? I think Vicario is the vice captain, by the way. By the way, Vicario is playing in his hometown tonight. How much is that an omen that we might win tonight? I'm telling you one thing, it's in the stars. It's written in the stars that we're playing in our hometown. We're playing in Vicario's hometown. And that means we're going to win tonight. We are going to win. But back to the lineup, guys. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me know, guys, in the chat. What do you think? Why do you think Frank started with the 3 at the back? It wasn't very successful when we used it against Everton. Do you think we've now got the players for that system? And I think we do. I really think we do have the players for that system. But look, I think that, yeah, exactly. Don't stop believing. I always believe we're going to win. I'll put us down for a 2-1 win tonight. We got Starman said everyone should be a leader. Yeah, they should be. Everyone should be a leader. Everyone should be there out there dominating the pitch and telling people what to do and what not to do. And look, I quite like the appointment. I really do. But I even like this lineup even more. I want to say big up to Kai. Big up to you, Kai. Says big up to Homo. Big up, Kai. And Patch says, I agree. I think it's a good move. Get them on the counter on the flanks. Yeah, exactly. I think this is where you can beat PSG, by the way. Look, PSG are probably one of the best teams in Europe right now. And I think what our advantage over them is we've had a proper pre-season where they haven't. Don't forget they have played in the Club World Championship. Well, you can argue that, say to me, well, Dermo, so have Chelsea. And Chelsea look pretty shit hot at the moment. Yeah. But Chelsea didn't go on to win the Champions League, something they've been striving to do for the last, God knows, 10 years, and they've won it. And I wonder, have they the hunger to win something more? Have the team they got the hunger to continue to be successful? And I wonder with them, with the Club World Championship as well, and them just getting back to pre-season, we're more into our pre-season. You know, the season starts Saturday. Does it mean that we're more at full fit? I think we are. I really do think we are, guys. But we have to wait and see. Big up to Wayne Bonner. Let me bring that up. Wayne says 3-5-2 is my choice of formation for the game. The compact there 4-3-3 plus 3-5-2 is my favorite formation. It is. I think it's a great formation tonight. And I think Thomas Frank has actually proven what Ange didn't do. He was a bit tactically announced. He was a bit tactically. He used tactics for, you know, he looked at a game and thought, right, what do we need to do different here to break down this side? And that was the problem. We weren't picking tactics to break down the side. We were picking tactics because we wanted to be gung-ho. And when we did change our tactics in Europe, it worked. And you got Thomas Frank, who's a very astute manager, Premier League savvy, knows what he's doing in the Premier League. And he said, right, tonight we're going to go this way. And I wonder if we're going to change the formation. We saw it against Arsenal, didn't we? When we started, I think we played 2 or 3 different formations in that first half. And it just pulled players out of position, didn't it? And they didn't like it. And that's what he wants to do. Big up to Kai, big up to Wayne. We've got Kai, PSG are not match fit. That's already said that. And I agree. Let's hope that's to our advantage today. I think it will be. I really do think that will come to our advantage. Look, PSG are the best in Europe. Look, I think Bayern Munich at the moment are the best team at the moment in Europe. I think they're far better than PSG. I think PSG have taken the eye off the ball. They've had a busy summer with the Club World Cup. They've won the Champions League. I just don't see them. They're a threat, but I just see us turning them over tonight. Bayern Munich, I think they're the best team in Europe right now. For me, I agree with you, Kai. Big up to Razzle Dazzle. Evening, Dermo. Big up to Razzle Dazzle. Hope you're doing well, sir. Big up. Patch Thomas says Frank is versatile and he listens to his coaching stuff. Look, I think Ange did as well, to be fair to him. I think Ange did listen, but I think Ange's problem was that he was his way or the highway. And I don't think you can do that when you're a manager for a Premier League team. I really don't. I think you got to listen to the advice around you. You got to listen to what people are telling you. And I think you got to take all of that advice, put it into a mixing bowl and come up with something. And I think Thomas Frank has come up with something. He's probably listened to his coaching staff. They've done all their diligence into PSG. They've done their homework. And they've said, right, we need to start with the back 3. This is the best way to compete against them. And I think it's a very smart move. I really like it. I really do. So big up to you, Razzle. And Razzle's also saying, praying for a win tonight. I can't see it, sadly. I think we will get a win tonight, Razzle. I really do. I look, going into the Europa League final, of course, you're optimistic you're going to win any final you win. But I just feel, right, that tonight is such a springboard to what we can do for the rest of the season. Imagine if we win tonight and we go into Burnley on the back of winning the Super Cup. Now, to some people I've been speaking to, it's just a glorified friendly. I don't see it that way. I see tonight as winning a major European trophy. It's the 4th trophy you can win in Europe. And I just think tonight is so important. And if we do come out with a good win, we've won the 2nd trophy in 3 months, which I think is so important. Keeps the momentum going. It keeps the belief going. It keeps the players that we can do this. B, I think it gives you confidence going into Burnley. It gives you that extra stride in your step going into Burnley. And see, look, it shows that you can compete at the top table. You can compete against the best. And we're going into the Champions League because the Champions League draw is this month. We know we're going to find out who we're going to play. So tonight as well is about putting us up against the best. We did it against Bayern Munich, but I think Bayern Munich are on such another level. I think Bayern Munich are on a higher level than PSG. I do think Champions League, it will be a Bayern Munich PSG final. I just don't see any other teams getting there. But tonight, I just think Tottenham have the edge. I really do. We have played them once before, back in 2017. We won 4-2. And a lot's happened between 2017 and now. 2017, we didn't win anything. PSG, of course, won the league all the year, but they didn't win a Champions League, did they? And I think Thomas Frank has to get into the players, or the players have to realize winning is a habit. Winning is the momentum to keep you going, to keep you hungry. They've won one trophy. They're hungry tonight. We want to have that feeling again. We want to go and start in front of our own fans as Europa and Super Cup winners. We want to enter that stadium on Saturday as the kings of Europe, because this is what it's about, isn't it? The Super Cup, the Charity Shield, right, is for Premier League and FA Cup winners, right? So you win the Charity Shield. Palace did. Palace then, basically, we're the best out of the two teams that won the league or the cup. The Super League, I think, is about kings of Europe, about who's the best team in Europe right now. And that's the way I look at it. And maybe a lot of people might say you're talking BS, but look, you got to look at it that way. You got to have that sort of mentality of, look, we can go out and we can beat PSG. Well, if we can beat PSG, we can beat anyone. And I think it's that momentum, it's that little thing in the head that switches. It's the mentality that switches in your head that makes you see, look, we can do it. And we shouldn't be afraid against these teams. We shouldn't be afraid of playing against PSG or Bayern Munich. Yeah, we lost 4-0 to Bayern Munich. It wasn't a great win, but it was pre-season. Today is not pre-season. Today is a competitive game. It's match day 1 of the 25-26 season. It's all about winning tonight. It's all about lifting that trophy at the end of 90 minutes. And that's what it is about tonight. It's about momentum. It's about backing up that Europa League win. And it's about these 11 players that are going on the pitch tonight to prove to people that what they did in Bilbao, we can do tonight again against the champions of Europe, against the Champions League winners. And don't forget, this is Tottenham's first ever Super Cup final. We didn't play it in 84-85. For some reason, it wasn't around. I don't know if Wayne can tell me, because I was only a wee kid back then. It's only 7 the last time we won the first time we won the UEFA Cup, as it was then. But English clubs have won it in the past. I think Man United have won it. Liverpool have won it. Nottingham Forest, I think, have won it. So look, we have to. Yeah, it's PSG's first Super Cup as well. Yeah, okay. So look, I just think Spurs have the edge tonight. Right, let's go back to the chat. Basil Dazzle says, in modern day footy, you can't play with one formation. No, you can't. And you need a second or third formation if you're coming up against much better teams. You need plan A, B, C, and D when you come up against these teams. And I think that was one of the problems against Ange. Ange only had one way of playing. And once Ange got found out, there was no plan B or C. And I think that wasn't down to Ange. I don't think you can put the full blame on Ange. I think you could put the blame onto some of the coaching staff as well. I think not sticking with the same coaching staff, I think it can be a problem. And I think that's what I liked about Thomas Frank. He brought a lot of his own people with him, that know what he wants, that knows what he wants from players, from his coaching staff, from the team around him. And I think that is so important, that you can trust your team around you. Because if you bring, say, like Ange did, a group of coaches in, you got to spend time building up that coaching staff before you can start building the team, what you want them to do on the training field. We'll see with Thomas Frank. He's always got men around him that know what Thomas Frank wants. So very quickly, from day one, they can implement what Thomas Frank wants on the training pitch. Where under Ange, it probably take a couple of weeks before the coaches get what Ange wants, and then for the coaches to implement it onto the training pitch to get the players get it across to the players. So I think, look, that's why I think Thomas Frank is more of a better manager. Not stating Ange won as a European trophy, the third manager in our history to win a European trophy. Brilliant. But when it comes down to tactics, when it comes down to having them plan A, B, and C, and D, no disrespect, Ange didn't have that. And I think that was one of the most frustrating parts of his teams, because when we were able to dominate teams and teams weren't able to outblock us, overrun us, we were a match for anyone. But when we went 1-0 down or 2-0 down, there was no right, we need to tighten up at the back. We need to change formation. We need to do this, do that. There was no backup plan. And it was the same with the substitutes as well. It was a case of bringing the subs on at the wrong time. And I think Thomas Frank is very good of, I may need to change this to a back four. Right, we're bringing Danso and we're bringing, say, on, I don't know. Let's just see. Let's see. Can bring on, say, I don't know. Say Bergville. Bring Bergville on, and then put it into a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, whatever. I just think it's great to see that we do have that there. Big up to Pitch Thomas. Pre-season is all about fitness and psychology. A top performance tonight would be a massive statement. It really will. How much do you know about Byford? I know a little bit. I don't know much about them. I am going to cover a lot of the under-21s and 18s this year, razzle dazzle. So follow me on that journey. So that'd be interesting. But I know a little bit about it. He's a good little player, but I will do my research on them. I think by the next show, I will give you all the information you need to know on them. So please bear with me on that. Big up to John, hoping for a win tonight, but also hoping to get quality reinforcements into the side too. Look, I've asked our sources to keep me updated. If anything breaks, of course, we will give it to you first and fastest, even during the watch along, guys. If anything breaks, then let us. If you see something break during the watch along, guys, right? If you're joining me for that, and Fabrizio breaks anything, here we go. Let me know straight away. I'm leaving it to you guys as well to keep me updated. Regardless of let me get my teeth in. Regardless of whichever way the result goes tonight, I'd be happy if the boys put in a performance that lead into Saturday. Exactly. I'm so excited. The Premier League's back Saturday, guys. So excited. Yay. Big up to Razzo Dazzo. Yeah, I read that one as well. I was 9 when we won the UEFA Cup final. Don't recall there being a Super Cup. There was a Super Cup then. It was well up then. I don't know if there was one that year, or there was one the year before, or the year after. So let me just check. Here we go. UEFA Super Cup. It's been going for 53 years. It was first used in 1973. Current champions are Real Madrid with 6 titles. Most successful team are Real Madrid with 6 titles. The European Cup was created in 1971. A reporter and later sports editor of the idea came to him when Dutch football was Europe's finest. The Ajax was looking for something new to definitely know which team was the best in Europe. Also to further the test Ajax team led by star player Johan Cruyff. It was proposed that the winners of the European Cup would face the winners of the Cup Winners' Cup. All was set for a new competition to be born. However, when Beckham tried to get the official endorsement commissioned by UEFA, President turned it down. The 72 final between Ajax and Scotland Rangers considered the unofficial by UEFA, as Rangers were banned from Europe can be due to behaviour of the fans in 72. Cup final as well refused to endorse the competition. Ajax defeated Rangers 6-3 in aggregate. It was actually two-legged that day. So Ajax was the first winners. 74 wasn't held. Liverpool were the first English winners of the Super Cup in 77, 79 for Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa won it in 82. Aberdeen won it in 83. Juventus won it in 84. And I have no idea why the final in 85 wasn't held. I don't know why. I can't see why. Okay, although the two-legged format kept it to a night, the Super League was decided in one single match because of series schedule issues. 84 and 86, all political problems in 91, 74, 81, and 5. The Super Cup was not played at all. European 74's competition was banned because Bayern Munich could not find their mutual convenient date. And 81 was a ban when Liverpool could not make space to meet Dynamo Tel Aviv. While 85 was abandoned due to the ban on English clubs preventing Everton from playing Juventus. See, back then it wasn't the UEFA Cup winners; it was the Champions League plus the Companies Cup. So that is why there was no 85 final. This was Tottenham's first ever. The last English club to win this was back in 2021, Chelsea, and then before that, Liverpool. But apart from that, Liverpool last won it in 2001 and 2005. Then there was a big gap until 2019. Liverpool won it first time. So it's the first time, guys, for either side, as said in the chat. Liverpool Euro. No, it was down to Heysel, I think. I think that's what it was. Let's see now. Let's see. Big up to Mary W, the Queen. The Queen of the channel, the Queen of the members group as well. You're welcome, Your Majesty. Welcome to the Queen. Mary is here, so everyone show her respect and bow down. Big up to Mary. She says, just give your best and try to compete. That's all we can ever ask for, Marys, and that's all we want from the team. Big up Gerard, banned in Europe for a while. 6 years, I think. English clubs were banned in Europe. Big up to, it's 017 Lewis. Big up Lewis. It says it would be good to see how we're playing the counter attack. It would be. It'd be really interesting. And big up the Patch Thomas Frank and his coaches need to have a sharp eye on Paulinho. If he is as rusty as he was against Bayern, then we need Bergwijn on as soon as possible. I'm sure he's a great asset, but match fitness is match fit. Exactly. Absolutely. Exactly. Well, guys, that is it. That is the end of the pre-match show. I am on in 15 minutes for the watch along, so come and join me then. Guys, can we do it? Yes, we can. We can go and beat Paris Saint-Germain, but join me at 7:45 with the build-up. Let me know. Get in there. Get your drinks ready. Get your beers. Get your wine. Whatever you're watching this, sit down comfortably. We've got an hour and a half for football coming up. Tottenham Hotspur, the Europa League winners against the Champions League winners PSG for the right to be called Kings of Europe. And here we go. We're going to do it tonight. 2-1 win for Spurs. Come on. See you in 15 minutes. See you later.